Hello everyone, this is Bobbin Threadbare, and welcome back to the eternal loading screen of The Witcher 3. I wasn't kidding, was I? Man, editing me must have been laughing and laughing. Okay, here we go. Looks like we're back in Novigrad. In the outskirts.
Then non-humans. Thought it was mages the hunters and the temple guard were after.
Mages left. Hunters needed a new quarry.
No point in hunters without a prey, I guess.
Hatred and prejudice will never be eradicated, and witch hunts will never be about witches. To have a scapegoat, that's the key. Humans always fear the alien, the odd. Once the mages had left Novigrad, folk turned their anger against the other races. And as they have for ages, branded their neighbors their greatest foes.
So yeah, by saving the mages, we doom the non-humans, and vice versa if we had done nothing.
Dandelion! Ready some tankards! With guests!
Geralt! Ciri! When I learned Geralt had found you,
Glad to see you in one piece too, Dandelion.
Where have you two been?
Here and there. But he deserves more information than that.
Just finished hunting down the crones of Velen and a general of the Wild Hunt.
Well, you've had a busy morning then, haven't you?
in fact, you look terrible. Like you could really use some rest.
Gladly take some. Point me to a room.
Of course. Come on, little swallow. I'll take you.
Let's meet later, Geralt. I've a little matter to resolve. I'll freshen up, then await you in the square in Gildorf.
Right. Anything happen while we were away?
Pretty Polly came down with a fever, Matt Oyster caught a knife between the ribs, and they're late delivering the sodden triple meat.
Dandelion. Lodge of Sorceresses. Triss and Yen were supposed to gather the remnants.
They're working on it. Triss is upstairs, waiting for you. Yennefer's gone to Crippled Kate's.
Yen? At that portside dive? Why?
Didn't inform me. Imagine that. Ah, and that elf of yours moved into the Ruby Suite. Told me to tell you he's waiting, too.
Gave him your best room?
He didn't exactly ask. I prepared another room for him, but he blew past me and locked himself in the Ruby. Hasn't peeked out since. Barely eats, drinks only water, and the only thing I've heard from him is, I wish to know when Gwynblade and Zuriel arrive.
Thanks. Looks like I'll have my hands full.
Sounds like the action has moved to the inn. We're not talking about his bow, by the way, because her whole thing was an optional quest after the main quest. Anyway, I've gotten enough levels now to put on the Wolven armor, so I figure a change in outfit is due. And let's get the sword along with it. What have I got for that? Huh, deals less damage than the one I've got in my scabbard. Maybe a change is not due. But I also want to give you the best effect, so I'm gonna move to a spot with a little better lighting. Oh hey, this is left over from that serial killer. I remember him.
Double shies.
Also, I do need to go to Crippled Kate's to find Yennefer. I imagine she'd appreciate it if I did her business first, so she didn't have to stay there for longer than she had to. Looks like I also need to meet up with Ciri again. Aside from that, Triss and Avallac'h are currently in the tavern. So they're probably what the game expects you to do first, but you can do these... You can help these 4 people in any order. Oh yeah.
How can I be?
Got some coin.
You come to the...
Built up quite the treasure trove of alternate currencies.
By order of the hierarch, whosoever conceals a mage in their home shall burn alongside him.
Alright, sounds like they are still after mages. They just haven't found any in a while. So they're just
Top notch.
burning whoever.
Show me what you had.
Expanding the scope, shall we say. Yes, and as you can see, the other thing is that I need to upgrade the Wolven armor to Superior. I haven't done that quite yet. And in order to upgrade to the proper equipment, I will need to build some of these high-level crafting ingredients. Luckily, I've got plenty of mid-tier ingredients I can craft them with, just on hand. And let's see, gauntlets next. Got that ready to go. And trousers. Done and done. Now, can get to mastercrafted eventually here. But I will need to visit the master crafter back down in Velen to do so. Let's see, anything else? No.
So long.
Looks like that's all my business with him. So, let's get that superior equipment going. A nice look. You'll notice that the colors become...
Look awfully suspicious to me, tramp.
Yeah, thank you.
Trouble?
You'll notice that the colors become stronger and more marked as the Witcher gear becomes better. Using better and more expensive dyes is part of the process. Something worth spending all that extra money on, you could say. You know, one popular red dye in Europe was basically taken from the ground-up wings of beetles. One specific beetle in particular. I think it was carmine. Anyway, armor is set. Old armor is stashed away safely. So let's get back to some of the business here. I guess Yennefer can wait after all.
Greetings, Triss.
Have you lost your mind? You went after Imlerith by yourselves? To the Sabbath? How could you put Ciri in danger?
She put herself in danger. I was there to help.
Ciri had to do it. I couldn't let her go alone. You'd have done the same in my boots. Besides, I was there the whole time. Had the situation under control. Mind if we change the subject? Past burning pyres on the way into town. Non-humans on them.
Things grow worse by the day. No mages left in the city, so the hunters had to find someone else to victimize. We need to resolve everything as quickly as possible and leave Novigrad.
Any success with the lodge? Anyone out there willing to help?
It doesn't look good. Ida outright refused, while Francesca won't budge from her little realm with a war raging. We don't know about Fringilla. Haven't been able to contact her.
And the others? Kira, Margarita, Philippa?
Kira? I thought you, of all people, would know.
Few can refuse a sorceress. And Kira Metz certainly had her ways. But when she demanded the Mage Alexander's notes, I had to turn her down. Kira needed that, as she needed the impetus to start anew. She found it where she least expected to. Years later, known for discovering the cure for the Catriona plague, she was thankful none remembered her time in hiding as a village witch. I've seen worse matches. Hope things work out for them.
I hope they work out for us, and we actually find Philippa and Rita.
Know where they are?
Yennefer's looking into Rita's whereabouts. I have to figure out where Philippa is.
Know what Jens found out?
You'll need to ask her. I've been busy trying to find Philippa.
So, learn anything?
A few things that could be interesting. Prefer the long version or the short?
Tell me everything. I want the details.
After fleeing Loch Muin, Philippa ended up here in Novigrad. She sought help from her former lover, the sorcerer Arthur de Vlister.
Philippa and a former lover? Something tells me happily ever after is not how that story ends.
Philippa had made a fool of him once. Arthur was out for revenge. He convinced her she'd be safest as an owl. She transformed, and he placed a Dimeridian band on her leg. The mage hunt started shortly afterwards. Sadly, Arthur fell victim. They auctioned off his estate. Just so happened a certain dwarven acquaintance of ours stumbled on the auction.
Zoltan. Huh. So Philippa was here under our noses the whole time?
Was, precisely. Zoltan lost her in a card game a few days ago.
Yep, that's Zoltan for you.
A man showed up here, fleeced Zoltan bare, then proposed they play for the owl. Naturally, he won, then politely thanked Zoltan for the game and left.
Who was it? Know where he lives?
He's not from here. No one knows him.
Great. We got any leads?
We have this.
That Philippa the Owl's feather? Thinking divination?
Specifically hydromancy, and a form of sortilege. We need a fountain where we won't be disturbed.
Need to take care of something first. Meet you somewhere later?
Fine. The fountain outside the Passiflora. And hurry, please.
Her quest was very obviously going to take me away from the tavern, so I just wanted to do Avalok's thing here first. Because while it also takes us away from the tavern, it does not involve... Well, you'll see. And until then, just by doing everything in here, I won't have to come back to it later. Man, this is a nice room.
Need a hanky? Gotta admit, never expected this of you.
You humans have unusual tastes. How did you fare on Bald Mountain?
Need to ask? You're a sage.
I ask as a courtesy. A concept you clearly forgot when you left without uttering a word.
Ciri was in a hurry.
I know, so she wrote in her letter. But that is not my concern. You eliminated Imlerith adeptly. So adeptly you might say you inspired me.
Meaning?
The loss of one of his great generals has weakened Eredin significantly. 2 others remain.
How do we get rid of them?
Caranthier is a loyalist, but Gels, that is another story. He was a devoted follower of our former king. And as it happens, Eredin poisoned our beloved ruler.
How do you know? Or are you bluffing?
Eredin made sure very few individuals knew of his betrayal. Most are now dead.
Didn't answer my question.
How matters not. What matters is, I know. And I've an idea how to use this knowledge.
Haven't mentioned killing Gels.
Such drastic means are not always necessary.
So you probably plan to offer him a deal.
Brilliant deduction. Bravo.
Fine. So what do you propose?
Why, to bring Gels here. Show him the truth of what happened.
Fabulous plan, if we only knew where to find him.
We do. In the land of the NL.
Land of the NL?
You don't recall. After all, you did travel with Eredin for some time. The land of the Alder folk. The world where we arrived centuries ago. A world that is now our home. The Red Riders come from there. And it is there where we will find Gels.
Think you're forgetting something. You and Ciri might know how to travel between worlds, but me? Not so much.
You clearly know there are many other worlds apart from the one where we now stand. They're linked by passages, hidden gateways that afford travel from one world to another. Of course, few know of these gateways. Even fewer can locate them.
Elven sages, for example?
For example. One such passage will open soon near where we are, fortuitously enough. Between this noble edifice and the butcher's yard. That's our chance. Shall we go?
Let's go. I know this house. Supposed to drive a godling from here.
Supposed to?
Decided it was harmless.
Go figure it's a nexus point of some sort.
The passage is here, past this wall.
Yeah, I can see it. Thank you.
This is the place. Once we enter, there'll be no returning until we reach Gels. Ready?
Yes, let's go.
Remember, wherever you land, search for a place that looks like this one. We shall meet sooner or later.
Mean we'll be separated?
It's possible. I lack your ward's talent. Zirel is the lady of time and space. I merely know how to use this arcane knowledge to a limited degree. It's time.
I hate portals.
So, yeah, this particular segment, subquest, is quite memorable. Because we're not in the Northern Realms anymore.
Yes?
Where are
Yes.
we?
Welcome to the Didowet Desert.
This somewhere in our world?
Ever seen such canyons in your world? Come, we must go.
Or so many moons or fellow planets or whatever it is we're looking at here.
What is this place?
A very old world, thoroughly raped and destroyed.
Anything live here?
Mainly desert creatures, able to survive months on end without water. Oh, and large sand crabs beneath the surface. We must be careful they don't sense us.
And before? Were there any people? Or elves?
Do you believe humanoids have a monopoly on destroying worlds?
So what did live here? Sentient monsters of some sort?
Look at those cliffs. Remind you of anything?
Look a bit like the bed of a giant river.
Or the bottom of the sea?
Mean there were water creatures here once?
No creatures. Merely a sea.
Trying to say that...
That there are many different worlds and even more forms of life. Many of them intelligent, much more so in fact than you humans. But as it turns out, not even that could stop them from exhausting all the resources of their world. To the last drop.
Smarter than humans, but of course not as smart as elves.
Ah, the portal.
Looks more like a ruin.
Appearances can be deceiving.
So what are we waiting for?
For it to open. Shouldn't take but a few moments.
What's going on?
The sand crabs have sensed our presence.
Wonderful.
And for some reason, even though they aren't really monsters, they do still require silver swords to kill.
They just keep coming.
As soon as the portal opens, you must jump in after me! 3, 2, 1. Very good.
What a relief. Avallac'h?
Well, he's gone. Did say we could be separated. Guess I better hope I'll... Oh, good. There's one.
There it is.
Now, the danger of this environment is that the red flower things
Vapors don't look terribly inviting.
produce a vapor that make it impossible to breathe the air safely.
Damn it, gotta hold my breath.
Like he says.
Any longer and I'd have suffocated.
Went too low there. Have to keep going. Get my breath back.
Medallion's humming. Place of power. It's gotta be.
Nice. Free place of power. The only question is, which direction do I go from here? There's a lot of very sudden drop-offs. Looks like I might just have to run through the lowland here in order to get where I need to go.
Should avoid those clouds, or bolt through them.
But as it is, we are kind of heading in the wrong direction here. But this does look like the likeliest way of getting across safely. And, well, would have gotten away with it much more safely if I hadn't taken so long to climb that cliff edge. But as it is, my health regenerates because of the stuff I've got for it. And I haven't lost too much of it. So, I don't know, might not have been the most intended path to get across the center area, but it's good enough. Looks like if I just run straight across here. Yeah, from here over to the right. Should get me out of the vapor. And then across the top here. And then from here, just jump straight down and sprint for the portal. Uh-oh. Well, it seems I need to hold my breath here, too. Luckily, not for too long. Doesn't appear to be anything to grab, so...
Cold.
The entrance was just frozen shut.
Freeze to death if I don't hide somewhere. And I gotta find that next passage quick. If I can just find cover along the way, I should make it to the passage.
Yeah, you get a couple of extra seconds when you cast Quen, but it's not that helpful. Also, the longer that you stay out in the freezing air, the more Geralt will become covered in frost. Looks like we'll have to slide down from here. Oh, straight into a cutscene. Oh.
Light in a place like this? Someone must have lit it. With any luck, it was a certain grouchy elven sage. Snow's up to the rooftops. Wonder how long this blizzard's been blowing.
Shouldn't have run out into the open there, Geralt. Don't know what to tell you. You're protected by the cutscene for as long as it lasted, but then it ended and you're still out there. Anyway, as you can probably guess from that hole up there, and from the fact that Geralt appeared in a building when I had slid down outside, that wasn't the way the game expected me to go. Alright, sounds like some travelers came here looking for refuge, with the locals who were happy enough to give it, but limited in the extent to which they could. Okay, here we go. Safe from the wind at last. There are probably some other places I could have ducked behind.
What else? Might have expected this.
Is this their native habitat? They are like cold elementals. Like maybe this is where they got the hounds for the Wild Hunt. Came here looking for things that could survive the frozen conditions. But, you know, I'll refrain from talking too much about what this place is, because Avallac'h will explain it once we get to him. Alright, yeah, that's what we were supposed to do the first time. Find an opening in a building and jump through it. Anna. Well, got nothing but onions left. Hardly any wood, even. Do this world a little favor and set a tiny fire. Looks like there would be a way down, but snow has filled it up. Not seeing any openings. But, well, it looks like here we are, basically. Lighthouse isn't too much further. Looks like we... Uh-oh. Seems that we can protect ourselves by sticking close to the fires here. Alright, you just gonna run around in the distance here, or are you gonna come and fight? Probably should have just run. But since he didn't, I figured I should take care of that. Alright, and here we are.
Took you a while? Did you run into trouble?
No. Just taking in the sights. What is this place? Feels like I've been here before.
You have. You fought Eredin's projection here. Before that, Ciri fought here. For you.
What are you talking about?
Ever wondered how you managed to leave the Red Riders?
Many times, but I don't remember a thing.
Ciri came for you. She sensed you were in danger, tore you from the Hunt's grasp, then deposited you in the woods near Kaer Morhen.
Did Eredin start hunting her because of that? Because of me? Why didn't she say anything?
What would it have changed?
Where are we? World of the Enel?
No. This is Ted Dara, the time of the end. The world destroyed by the White Frost. Alas, this awaits us all, though at differing stages of our existence.
So calm when you say that.
Eredin succumbed to his knowledge of the apocalypse. Fear rules him now. I'll not commit the same error.
Care to clarify?
Not here. Not now.
Going after Gels is proving quite a trek, but I still don't know why he's so important.
Eredin differs from the king he killed. Power for its own sake interests him. He has little patience for bureaucracy. He spends most of his time atop his steed, leading the Red Riders. So what does he need in the capital? A good viceroy. Gels is an excellent administrator and an even better plotter. He's the most dangerous individual amongst the Enel.
He got any weaknesses?
Yes. He's righteous.
I was hoping we wouldn't get separated.
I warned you it could happen.
Where'd your journey take you?
Through a world whose son had just died. I barely reached the next passage in time.
Light on the peak. Was that you?
I thought it might aid your passage. After all, that is what lighthouses do. Show the way.
Doesn't look safe here either. Let's go.
This way.
Next passage. When will it open?
Shortly.
Well, that was convenient.
At last.
This Tyr Nalia?
The Palace of Awakening, formerly the Moon Palace. Gel's headquarters.
Yeah, with that apostrophe, I would figure it would be pronounced Giels. I mean, that's the point of them, to separate syllables that would otherwise be strung together if you didn't know that there was a break there.
Beautiful.
I'm glad to know you appreciate it. Elven architecture is a bit more sophisticated than yours.
It's not my architecture. I don't build the damn houses. Man, that's pretentious.
Oh, who's this? And why are they here?
I believe we're done for the day, my tulip. Be a dear and leave us alone. For I think we can agree this matter is between us and us alone, correct? Crevan Spain, Coman Maka, and the Witcher of Rivia. Ketmil. Do you like my new model? Something of Lara Doran about her, wouldn't you agree, Crevan?
Her height, perhaps. Nothing more.
I see I've touched a tender spot. So let's change the subject, shall we? Care for a drink?
Got any vodka? Oh yeah, keep forgetting you don't touch that filth, disgraceful as it is.
I must admit, you appearing here. Quite a surprise, Witcher. Incidentally, interesting choice of allies. Do you think Avallac'h is honest with you? Just curious.
No, but honesty's not a facet of your species, so quit spewing bile, won't gain you anything.
I detect a shadow of impatience in your faces, it seems. So what brings you here?
I've come to tell you who killed our king.
You've gone through a great deal of trouble to reach me, so I must believe you've put equal effort into preparing this lie.
You shall see the truth. You will dream it.
You've been a neuromancer. My intuition was correct. This will be interesting.
Better believe it. This way, please.
Witcher Geralt, a true man of action. Might I know where we're going?
To the world of the Enshe. Directly this time.
Let's go, before any guards show up.
So he's really just that tall, huh? Oh. And cubist. Fair enough. Going through a longer loading time this time because we're heading back to one of the main regions. And yeah, you might remember the Neuromancer, the one who's actually staying at that house that we entered to start this journey. Looks like we've prepared things ahead of time with her. Or Ciri has, if at any rate.
I take it I needn't introduce our guest.
Greetings, Cyril. So it's true. The swallow has befriended the fox.
There's naught you can do to make us turn on one another.
Avallac'h blackmailed you. Do you not remember? Tried to force you to warm our king's bed. Treated your body like a side of pork.
I remember. But I also remember what you advised Eredin do with me once I was caught. And I remember what the Red Riders did at Kaer Morhen.
I didn't come here to argue. The proof you promised, where is it?
You will see it. In your dream.
Ah, yes. The Oneiromancer. Visions that cannot be fabricated. Do you wish to show me how Eredin murdered our king? What then? Am I to incite the NL against Eredin? Call for revolution and proclaim Avalach our new king?
You'll do what you want. If you decide to continue serving the regicide, so be it. Wouldn't even be surprised.
Very well. Have your oracle summon dreams of my king's last moments.
We shall all dream them, to make certain there are no misunderstandings.
Why not?
The things they are discussing happened during the last book of the series. Like, Eredin tried to drink, shall we say, a vitality potion so that he could perform with Ciri to have her child. But it turns out that the vitality potion did not agree with him. Got a bit of an overdose. There is strong evidence to believe that
the king is dead. Long live the king.
Strong evidence to believe that Eredin knew that it would be too much for him, but gave it to him anyway. Therefore, poisoning.
You must face him on your terms. In this world. In a place of your choosing. It's your only chance. Sail to Skellige and find the Sunstone. With it, you will summon the Naglfar. Eredin will come too. Should he call for reinforcements, no NL will answer.
You have done the thing most just. A new portal to Tir na Liar will open. I shall stabilize it and you will return. Come with me.
Man, that guy's tall. But hey, progress. Pretty important progress, too.
Just as well. Could have been bluffing. Might have just said that so we'd let him go. Damn it, we should have pressed him.
Calm down. Avalach knows him better. We'll hear him out when he returns.
Speak of the devil.
Geralt's worried. He believes we let Gels go too easily.
Can never be too careful.
Agreed. Yet I do believe Gels will keep his word. Withhold support from Eredin.
Seems to me you have a plan. Care to share it with us?
Once we find the Sunstone, aided by your sorceresses and their magic, we shall draw Eredin's ship to a bay along the coast of Undvik. We will wait in ambush, lay a trap. When the King of the Hunt arrives, we will spring it and kill him.
Just like that?
Defeating Eredin will be no small feat, but we will accomplish it. Find the sorceresses of the Lodge, and we'll meet at the port. Then we sail to Skellige.
All right, job's a good one.
Couldn't help it. We're curious about this little matter you have to resolve.
When I was last in Novigrad, I had my share of troubles.
So I heard.
A few people helped me then. Others, not so much. Now I mean to repay them both. Coming with?
Lead the way.
We need to go to Temple Isle.
Don't remember you being religious?
Nor am I now. Let's go.
Bit surprised that we get onto Ciri's subquest immediately like that, but hey, we're in the neighborhood, why not?
Almost there.
Where are we going exactly?
To see Whoreson Jr.
Well, actually...
Bit late for that. He's dead.
I asked Sultan, and he said Whoreson's alive and well on Temple Isle.
I was there. Stuck a sword in his gut.
Your hand must have slipped, because it seems he's recovered.
All right.
From now on,
Why are you doing this again?
I want to look him in the eyes.
What then?
I don't know. Depends what I see.
Alright then. It's a bit surprising. We killed him pretty good.
What?
Here to see Mr. Wiley.
Mr. Wiley's expecting important guests, so bugger off, you... Turds!
Make a deal, maybe?
Yeah. A deal.
Go on upstairs. Boss is waiting.
That was strange.
To say the least.
I wonder what they're doing.
We'll know soon enough.
And was turd the best word they could summon? Seems a bit weak for a bunch of cutthroats and killers.
Well. Who do we have here? Finally found your little ward. Took your sweet fucking time.
Seems in fine health to me.
Ah, because you thought you killed me that time. Surprise the fucking prize. Shut your trap, witch! Before somebody fills that hole for you.
Enough! I'll finish what you started.
Whoa, stop, it's me, Dudu Bieberfeld. You really didn't recognize me?
Dudu?
Wait, Ciri. After the heist, after Dijkstra's vault was emptied, you vanished. How'd I find you? Quick.
Butcher's Yard, the Mama's Play, Priscilla's. You dragged me onto the stage.
Sheathe your sword, Ciri. It's Dudu.
God, you give me quite the scare.
Not wise to play games with a Witcher.
Horson Jr.? Was there no one else you could impersonate?
Once we'd fled, I'd no idea what to do. I could only hide for so long. They'd find me sooner or later. It wasn't our decision. We knew he was dead, but not many others had caught on. That was my chance.
No one mourned for Horson Jr. In all his miserable life, he'd never helped a soul. Amusingly, once dead, he became a useful member of society. They say everyone deserves a second chance. Seems true enough. Horson got his, in a way, sharing it with a Doppler named Dudu.
That was courageous, Dudu. I'd never expect it from you.
Neither would I. Oh, by the way, you've no idea at the relief I feel you're alive and well.
And I'm relieved I didn't slit your throat.
Shows an interesting line of business.
Dudu's always had a head for numbers. What's a few brothels and casinos? He'll manage.
That's the thing. I don't need to. 2 weeks after Wiley died, I announced I'd seen the light of the eternal fire. Sold all the illegal enterprises. I'm a blue water trader now.
Horson's men didn't protest?
I've contacts in the guilds. Run a thriving trade. Profits are twice what they were before. To Wiley's men, a purse twice as heavy means twice as much respect for the men handing it to them.
Be careful, you could get found out.
Wiley's men are too stupid to catch on. His colleagues ain't much better. Mind you, even you were fooled.
And that might have ended very badly for you.
True. I get a bit carried away at times, but mostly I'm careful.
Time's up.
Right. We must still go by the Golden Sturgeon.
It was nice to see you both. And take care of yourselves.
You too.
So long, Dudu.
Clearly killing Horson Jr. was good for everybody.
Why are we going to the Sturgeon?
To see a girl who helped me once.
Who might that be?
Friend of Dandelions. Her name's Bee. She's a waitress at the Golden Sturgeon. Helped me contact Dandelion. I wish to thank her. She risked a lot.
Risked a lot? How's that?
The Temple Guard were breathing down my neck. If she'd been seen with me, she might have been flogged or worse.
Always getting into trouble.
I take after you.
I guess B must have been on the list that Zoltan handled.
You'll choke to death on 3 pounds of stew.
I visited a city once that was very much like Novigrad, but the people there were much taller and had dark skin.
This somewhere in Zeracania?
No, in another world.
What's it like, hopping between worlds? Anything like passing through a portal? Or different?
A bit different. It was hard going at first. I wasn't very good at controlling it, so I had to concentrate intensely and hope I didn't land in the crater of an active volcano. The training I did with Avalok was very helpful. Now, I merely think of the place I wish to travel to, close my eyes, and it's done.
Well, and here we are. What's that shouting?
Gave you a chance. Should have taken it.
I spit on anything you give me.
You'll regret that, you cow.
Mind your manners, you're talking to a lady.
Stay out of this. This is not your concern.
Draw your weapons. Let's get this over with.
Whoa. What?
You're out to hurt her. I won't let you. So we'll argue and swagger and have who knows how long a pissing contest. I don't have time for that. Draw your swords.
Here, I thought for a second that he'd actually not. Was actually intelligent for a second.
Thank you. They seem more determined this time.
Shouldn't cross them, I told you.
I'm to bar non-humans from this establishment because some thugs threaten me. Not likely.
It's so good to see you, B.
And you, Ciri. Who's your charming companion?
Geralt of Rivia.
That Geralt! Very nice to meet you. I've heard so much.
Really? What, for example?
For example, how you've saved her from woes so many times she's lost count. And how you always know how to make her laugh. That's Ciri, of course. Other ladies, however...
B, I'm standing right here.
All right. So, what brings you here, darlings?
I wanted to thank you for everything.
Oh, stop. Anyone would have done the same in my shoes.
Not many would have done it with such courage. Thank you. This is for you. A trinket to remember me by.
Oh my, it's beautiful. Thank you. So, will you stay for stew? And keep slaughtered a piglet this morning?
Thanks. But we must still visit Far Corners.
Ah, off to see Valdo, eh? Well, shan't stop you then. They'll feed you properly there too, no doubt. Farewell to you both. And do take care of her, Witcher.
I will. So long. So, your friend, B.
What about her?
Nothing. Seems nice.
Geralt. You're terrible.
What'd I say? What's there to see in Far Corners?
The camp of some traveling circus performers. Non-humans. When I came here before, I wanted to contact Triss. Life was hard. I quickly spent nearly everything the Baron gave me. Triss and I never met, because the Temple Guard showed up. I was a wanted woman afterwards.
Triss didn't try to contact you?
How could she? She didn't know anything. In fact, she thought she was to meet another alchemist wanting to flee Novigrad. I preferred not to put her in danger. I was being hunted. Had not a copper to my name. Then I met Valdo. He and his troop helped me. then introduced me to Bee. And through Bee, I found Dandelion. You know the rest.
Where's this friend of yours?
Ciri, you devil incarnate, where have you been?
Come here, darling. Hello. What's this? Brought your granddad?
Hagar, you're incorrigible. Allow me to introduce Geralt of Rivia.
Ah, greetings. We've heard heaps about you.
Likewise, and thanks for helping Ciri.
Oh, we had no choice. Found it hard to refuse a lass like her. Well, good you're here. Come in the nick of time. Would have been gone by tomorrow.
You're leaving?
They're to start resettling non-humans shortly. We'd rather stay ahead of events.
I understand.
Problem is, we just lost 2 horses, and another 2 are too weak to haul anything.
Ah, we'll manage somehow. We don't leave till tomorrow, so naught to worry about today.
Yes, for some. I'm off to see a merchant. There's a chance I can trade our nags for a healthy horse. Wouldn't want Valdo to have anything to worry about tomorrow.
Any way we can help?
Oh, don't fret about us. We always get by somehow. Right, Ciri? What brings you here?
I've come to apologize. I disappeared so suddenly, then...
Ah, pish-posh. What matters is you're back, and you're well.
This is for you. All that you loan me, plus a small premium.
Ciri, you know I can't take this.
And you know I shan't let you refuse.
I know. We'll make it the pot for a wager. Do you still race?
Of course.
Then I challenge you. Geralt, will you join us?
Gladly.
A man after my own spirit. Come.
Geralt, choose one of these.
Coming.
Alright, so... in this case, we actually want him to win. Because apparently we...
You were faster once!
Giving you a head start!
Yeah, and Ciri's got the same idea. The goal is to actually give him the money, but he would rather make it the wager of a race, so now...
Faster! You're trailing!
Watch where you're going or you'll fall.
So now the goal is to let him win the race.
Haha, seems you've slowed.
Just want to admire you from the side.
Slow now.
Still swift as the wind, Valdo.
Haven't raced anyone that good in a while.
Ha ha! You're worthy opponents. You gave me wings. Well, this calls for a celebration. Stay the evening. We've several barrels of Kedwen's best. Bonfires to be lit soon, round which all will gather. This night shall be ours.
You know, perhaps it's not my concern, but I'm glad you and Yennefer have ended up together.
Me too.
You took your time.
Guess we both needed a while to grapple with it.
So, what was it like? You know, when the wish lost its hold. What did you feel?
Well, there we were, the 2 of us, on the mountaintop. I looked at her and felt like I was exactly where I was supposed to be, at long last.
More wine?
Thanks.
I'm glad we stayed.
Me too. They like you here.
I like them too. I'd love to join them. Drink and race, travel from town to town, not worry a whit about anything.
They do have a lot of worrying to do, honestly, but...
Something worrying you now?
What awaits us?
Defeating the Hunt won't be easy, but with the Lodge's support, Avalax, we can do this.
I fear fighting the Hunt will only be the beginning. For me, at least.
What do you mean?
You promised!
In jest?
Sometimes I wish I could be like them.
Me too. Being a witch is a burden sometimes.
As is my inheritance. I'd so like to be ordinary.
Your life is yours exclusively. You choose who you are.
Geralt, you know that's never been true. All because of this damned Elder Blood. My gift. My curse. Granted me all of these powers, but it's also why I've spent my life fleeing, hiding.
Then it's time to end this. Once we defeat Eredin, you'll be free.
Really? Eredin's hardly alone. There are others. They have plans for me. It was the sorceresses of the Lodge once. Now it's my father. Even Yennefer.
You're forgetting Avallac'h.
Avallac'h's different. He is intent on my gift not falling into the wrong hands. Not spinning out of control. It's why he teaches me, protects me.
If you say so.
You doubt it?
There'll come a day when Avallac'h will ask you for a favor.
Perhaps. But if so, it will be a very, very long time from now. And I'm certain whatever it is, he'll give me a choice. I will have the option to refuse.
Hope you're right.
That's Pablo. I plan to learn how to juggle one day.
Incredibly useful skill.
Finally found you two. Enjoying yourselves?
Bonfires, wine, jugglers. What more could you ask for?
I could name a few things I'd trade it for, but it's a life.
You seem concerned. Things not go well with the merchant?
Lost cause. The man refused to trade. I said I'd buy. He asked 3 arms and a host of legs for 1 healthy animal. We need horses, but we'll have to find another way to get them.
Ho ho, I sense trouble.
I knew you'd warm to the notion. We mean to sneak into the man's stable. With 30 head, a few more or less won't make a difference in his life. Coming with?
Of course.
Gotta be another way to solve this. Just so happens I got some coin I could lend you.
We'd have no way to repay you.
Wouldn't have to.
Shame the Emperor doesn't have another daughter. We could buy all the horses in Novigrad.
A generous offer, but not one to resolve this situation. The merchant didn't object to our coin. He objected to us. I'll not trade with such scum. Believe those were his words. And if he'll not trade, we've no choice but to steal from him.
What can I do? Gotta help those in need.
Yes, yes, yes!
Must say, you didn't seem the type to me.
What type?
Steady. Time to go. We'll meet by the stables.
Hagar, keep a lookout. Ciri and I'll try to get inside.
All right.
Looks like we got a job to do and a bandana across our face to prove that we're gonna do it. And yeah, best way into the stable here is through the upper floor. Then let's not spook the horses, so let's move a little bit slower here. Maybe rob a few containers while we're here. Doesn't look like this door is opening, though. Might want us to go to the other one.
Huh. Here's the key.
Ah, that's what they want. Also, you'll note that there is a guard here, but he is completely asleep. Oh, for crying out loud. So I ran for like a split second, and I didn't even run. I think I just stepped on something, and Geralt just automatically just moved quickly to get off of it. But nothing I could do about that. Irritating. Yep, and now the horses are just moving around and getting in my way. Well, whatever. It's messier than it had to be, but we got the job done.
Woohoo! We did it!
Excellent work! Did you see the two fools who tried to chase us?
Almost tripped over their own boots.
Thanks, Geralt. That was splendid.
Yeah, a nice change from killing monsters.
Thanks for your help, and for visiting.
It was so good to see you all again. Hang in there, and take care of yourselves.
Don't forget us. So long.
I must bid Valdo farewell.
All right. See you at Dandelions then. Got some things to take care of in town.
See you, Geralt.
Alright. 2 of the sub-quests completed.
was a magician, an illusion. He would always perform.
Just those of the sorceresses remaining, but that will have to wait until next time.
Who would like more wine?